Hey, welcome to my channel. This is Cindy. I'm the Scrappy Chick. On Instagram, I am scrappychickcyndi. I believe I had said a couple of weeks ago that my Instagram got hacked. So any of you that follow me on the old one, please come over and find my new one, scrappychickcyndi. I will put that down below. Today is Sunday, May the 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And this is Flosstube number 13. Welcome back to anyone who's returning, and welcome to any new viewers who happen to stumble upon me. I love having you all here. It's great. It's been about a month since I've been back, and that's just life. I keep trying to do that every 2 weeks thing, but maybe I just need to quit trying for that. But I'm afraid if I aim for 4 weeks, it may be longer. So we'll keep aiming for 2, but we'll get it within 4. How's that? We'll see. Nothing new in the last 4 weeks as far as, life. We did go to the beach for a weekend. We went down with my husband's sister and her husband. So we had some chill time with them. They just bought a new camper, so we should be spending more time with them coming up. We parked both of the campers this last time at Ocean Lakes down at Myrtle Beach. So love that campground so far. It is super busy in the summer, so we'll see. I haven't been down there in 20-something years, and neither is my husband. For those of you that don't know, we're a late life marriage, so we've only been together about 8 years. Both of us have gone, but in previous lifetimes. So the last trip that we made, though, it was a ton of fun. Actually, we've made 2 since then. We did park the camper. Everything went great. We didn't have to wait for it. That was exciting. It was beautiful weather. What more can I say? It was a perfect weekend. Other than that, no updates in my life that I can think of. So I'm going to jump on into the stitching. Since I've seen you guys, I have 2 new starts and I have a ton of WIPS. WIPS being anything from what I wanted to work on, Huffer Board calls, stitch alongs, yada, yada, yada. So let's just jump right on in and start with the new starts. So the first one that I could not wait to get started. Hold please, let me get a board. So sorry. Okay, the first one that I could not wait to get started on, I was hoping my fabric was going to get here prior to going to the beach. It did not. So I actually bought some while I was down at the beach. Fell in love with the fabric, but I decided it was really darker than what I wanted to do because I wasn't sure all the dark stitching would show up. So I waited for what I had ordered, and I'm glad that I did because I think this is turning out really pretty. This is, oops, let's see if we can get that straight there. This is the Deadly Aquarium Sow from Lola Crow Stitch. I'm absolutely in love with this. Let me get it a little bit closer so you guys can see that. I'm not quite halfway done. I'm a little over a third of the way done. And this has been really fun. It's hard to put down, actually. And this is also the first time I've ever used Pattern Keeper. I don't know what finally inspired me to just go ahead and try it out, because I have a lot of digital patterns. I have a lot on paper as well, but I do like to print them digitally so I can jump right in whenever I'm ready. And I just took a wild hair and said, hey, let's put Pattern Keeper in my phone. And that was great. I don't have an iPad anymore because I went all Samsung a few years back, and I've been trying to figure out how to get it on my laptop larger than on my phone, and I think I finally figured that out with Smart View and whatnot. So hopefully I will be able to even see those patterns even bigger. But anyway, love, love, love Pattern Keeper, and it says I am about 40% done. So that's where I am on this. The color that I ended up using is 32 count pistachio, and this is from Needle Bling. And then here are all the rest of the colors. So this is going to be super, super fun. Love it. The next installments will start to release, I believe, May 24th. So I've got right at 3 weeks, not quite, to get caught up on that. So 3 weeks and about a third of the way done. So I think I ended up figuring I have to do somewhere between 12 and 1300 stitches a week. That's doable. I can do, 200 a day just sitting on my lunch break at work. Hang on. Okay, very bizarre. I'm trying to watch as I go on my computer. I have it hooked in, and the light's fading, so it's kind of hard to see what's going on. I'll figure that one out too. But anyway, so that is living in this bag, which is one that I made. And that is Tula Pink fabric, and that is the open side fold portfolio fold. I do have 3 of these in my Etsy shop, and I'll talk about that later. So that was start number 1. My other new start, which I also was waiting on, I had everything ready to go except for my pattern, and it finally came, of course, a couple of days after I got back from the beach. This is Botanical Study Sal, or Botanical Study, and this is from Petal Pusher. Love, love, love it. It's not one that I had honestly noticed anywhere. I don't know that anybody else had posted it. And Handmade by Sarah W. and her friend Ashley at Paper Crane Yarns decided to do a stitch along with it. So of course I had to jump in. So I started this a few days late since my stuff wasn't here, but I am tickled to death with the progress. Love that purple. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. What I'm stitching on for that one, oh, hang on. Here's all the colors. Those are all Weeks Dye Works. What I'm stitching on for this one is Mothman by Lappin' Loops, and that is 32 count. That's my first time ever purchasing Lappin' Loops, and I really like the way this stitches. It's really, really pretty. It's very smooth, very soft. The holes are just the right size. So I'm absolutely loving that one. I've been working on that one at work as well and gotten a fair amount of progress. And that one is living in this bag, also by me. That's the same type of fold. Oops. It's Shearing Space with My Sister Samplers and Richardson, which I haven't worked on in a while, and it is really indeed time to get back to that one. So one of these days I will get back to that, but love that one. So I've been very happy with my 2 new starts. But as I said, I have a ton of WIPs as well. Words are just so hard lately. I'll tell you what, I don't even know if it's just being in front of the video or it's an age thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a little early onset dementia, but words are really hard lately. So for my WIPs, okay. The first one, and I haven't worked on this for a while, and this is Spring Folk from Hands On Design. Beautiful pattern. This is one of 4 in a series. See if I can get that unglary. I'm sorry. I've got lights everywhere, but they're just not seeming to do right. And this is my progress so far on that. I had shown you last time, I don't think I had quite that much progress. But I changed my colors up a little bit. I changed the more neutral to the tealy color. It's a little bit darker than the called for teal in here. And then what else did I change? I changed the kind of yellowy color as well. And I may or may not stick with that because I think it's supposed to be the same as the carrots. So we'll see how that goes. But this has been really fun to stitch. I haven't gotten to any of the specialty stitches yet. This is the colors on that one. Let's hold that back up, sorry. And I'm stitching this on, it's a mystery linen. If anybody wants to know, I did write it down, but I can't remember now. It's a 28 count of some sort, and I don't recall what it was. But that one is, as I said, Spring Folk from Hands On Design. And I'm stitching that. That's a stitch along that was hosted by, as I said, oh no, I didn't say, I'm sorry. This one's hosted by the other Sarah of the 2 Stitch with the Sarahs. If you guys watch either of them, they've started doing a joint thing. Stitchy Sarah Reads. And her YouTube is Sarah's Stitchery, I believe. She started a new one. I think it's called Sarah Stitchery. But she's Stitchy Sarah Reads on Instagram. And that is her sew along or stitch along. And she is done. Hers is beautiful. I'm not quite done. I'm maybe halfway. So I need to pull that one out as well. One of these days we will. You know, because there's too many things that call to me, obviously. The next stitch along. Sorry. Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. That's maybe the better picture of it right there. And this is a stitch along with Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher, and she has a Facebook group, and there are tons and tons of people participating in this one. I haven't done much more since I've seen you. This was March and April, and then I've started in on May down here. June's going to be a beast with that water from what I hear. I see other people that are not in this stitch along that are also doing it, that are struggling with the water. Not struggling, but they say it's a beast. There's just so much, so much of the same color. So I'll get to that eventually. I will try to get this caught up probably this week so that I can move on to some other things. That one is living, sorry, in this bag, also by me. It had to have a special bag, and I had seen this Free Spirit fabric and fell in love with it. I thought that was absolutely perfect for that. And I do have some of those available as well. I have lost the flosses. There's the colors for that one. This one is one I also kind of struggle with the color a little bit on the fabric because I couldn't find exactly what I wanted. I ordered something different. I hated it. I don't hate the fabric, but I hated the way it wasn't what I had pictured. And then I stumbled into one of my local needle workshops and found this, and this is, I can't find the tag. It's persimmon, and I believe it's fiber on a whim, and it is 32 count. I wanted something kind of coral to go with my camper. So I think that's actually going to be really pretty when I get all the blues and greens in there. So that one is, again, Hawk Run Hollow, Shores, and that is from Carriage House Samplings. And this will also count for one of the other stitch alongs I'm starting for May, and I will tell you about that one when I get to it. So let's keep moving. There's just not enough room on my table. And I have like a 4 by 8 table in here, but it's still just not enough room. Anybody feel my pain? Not enough shelves either. Okay, next, when I was heading to the beach, I had packed up a few different things, and as I said, neither of my things came that I had wanted to work on. And I bought the fabric that I decided I really didn't want to use. But one of the things that I had thrown in my bag for, I call it vehicle stitching, car stitching. It's actually a great big rumbly diesel truck, and it's really hard to stitch in there. So I need something with a bigger holes. And Christmas Mini Moon is one that I had started, I believe it's a 12 by 12 start, and if not, I had started it right before then. And I'm doing this one on Oaken 28 count Lugana, so that's really easy to see. So while I was down there, I just kept stitching away on that. Before I had most of the house, no windows, none of the grass, none of the trees. So I did quite a bit at the beach. Christmas at the beach, why not, right? So that one's coming along really well. And that is actually one of my pulls for May for the Huffer Board. And that is Christine Callie over at Floss Boss and Cousins. They are doing the Huffer Board. It's very similar to the WIPS board. And I forget who that's the brainchild of. It eludes me. It's not Marjorie Maid. It's Jessie Marie does stuff. Anyway, so they did their own version, and I am doing the Huffer Board. So that one is a May pull, and I had put on there stitch 5 days. I'm not sure it'll take me 5 days, but I'll probably, hopefully get that one done in May. We'll see. And then next is one that comes out periodically. I don't get much done at a time, so you guys can probably guess what this is. This is Sting Like a Bee from Heartstrings Samplery. This is my coffee date stitch with my daughter, my youngest daughter. And I only stitch on this when we're together. So each time we get together, I don't make much progress. I finished the words and started in on the bee. And we did not get together this weekend because she went to a friend's graduation from vet school. So that was awesome. And congratulations, Josh. I don't think you watch, but just in case you do, congrats, dude. But anyway, so this was what was done in a couple of hours. We obviously do way more chatting than we do stitching, but it's fun nonetheless. There's the colors for that. Those are all DMC. This is on a 32 count Manny to Donna. And this is a bag that I had made, Rachel and I both, when we started this project. And that's been, oh gosh, a number of months. It's been almost a year. I think we're getting ready to come up on an anniversary on that one. So that's that one. All right, next, this is This was one of my Huffer Pulls for April. I did get my goal done. I did work my 5 days, but I have to say I did very little on it. And I really need to pull it back out, but things happened, as usual. This is Midnight Watch from Blackbird Designs. Love this pattern. The cat's done, and let's see, let's hold it up. The cat's done, and we're getting there with the moon. Excuse me, I worked on the roof and the stars. The roof's about done. And then soon I get to start on that fun house. I love that house. I love all of her houses. Here's the colors for that. Those are a hot, hot mess. That is a mix of WIPS, Classic Colorworks, and Gentle Arts. This one is being stitched on 36 count Duxbury from Fox and Rabbit. And there's that again. Love that stitch. Just, it's just not calling me right now, I guess is the problem. I think some of the newer stitch alongs that I've been working on seem to be hollering out to me maybe. That one's living in this bag. This is one of my top fold bags. That one out of the way. And then my other Huffer Pull. Oh, this is just pitiful. My other Huffer Pull for April was Frederick. And this is also from Carriage House Samplings. Kathy Barrett design. I love both Frederick and Frederica, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted. Frederica was out of stock, so I ended up with Frederick first, but I do want to do both. And this was my birthday start. I did splurge and get all of the MPIs for that. I have not put those on rings yet, and I need to. And my progress is literally just pathetic on this. It's so sad. Here we go. I'm not even around the border yet. I think all I did this month, I didn't have a goal for this. It was a Huffer Pull, but I did not have a goal. And I saved it until the very last day of the month. Because again, I just wasn't feeling it. And all I literally got done was the bottom part of that border right there. So, very, very sad. And I do love you, Frederick. I need to get back to you, but it's just not happening right now. He is being stitched on, that's a 40 count. I want to say it's Mayflower, Mayfair. It's also from Fox and Rabbit. 40 count I think it's Mayflower, I believe is the name of that one, but don't quote me on that. I can't honestly remember. That is living in, let's see, it's actually living in a Christmas bag. He really needs his own bag, don't you think? I think I've said that before too, but I do need to get around to doing that for him. Poor little Frederick. He needs some love. So here's another old one that I did pull out to give it some love because I really want to do some patriotic stitching in May. My plan was to do a lot of it because I pulled down all my spring decor yesterday. Did not pull out the patriotic, but I'm ready to. I usually leave that up for May for Memorial Day, June, and then take it down right after the 4th, maybe the middle. And then I go into bees and sunflowers before fall. So anyway, I wanted to pull some of my patriotic stitching out, and I have a couple of other projects I'm hoping to get out in the next few days, week, we'll see. But this one is Salute to Abigail. And this is also a Blackbird Designs. It's from the booklet Sweet Land of Liberty. This is a great book. I have this one kitted up, and this one I finished. I think I showed you guys that before. And then that's the one obviously I'm working on right now. So I decided once again, let's pull this out and make this my thread a day. So in the last couple of days, I have managed to get the basket and the little vine started right down there. And then when I finished off with the color, I went over and filled in a berry. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I may not be able to get it done by the end of May doing a stitch a day, but if I get a lot of progress, maybe I'll get, get a wild hair and decide to go ahead and finish it. And if not, I will have pretty good progress by the end of May, and then at least we'll have it ready by July 4th. That's the goal. That is living in this bag. Love that one. That was inspired by, can't even remember. And there's the colors for that. Those are Dinky Dyes. Absolutely love those. And I can't decide if I like the Dinky Dyes better or the MPI NPIs. They're the only silks I've worked with thus far. Not really sure. I have to probably work with them some more. I kind of think the dinky dyes feel a little smoother, and I'm surprised. I thought I would like the NPIs better. But I'm not for sure on that at all. Oh, and I'm sorry, this is being stitched on a 40 count linen cobblestone 1/2. And going back, sorry, anything that I'm stitching on 36 and 40, I'm doing 1 strand over 2. And anything 32 and below, I'm doing 2 strands over 2. That's sort of my demarcation. I think most people do that, but some people do 1 strand on 32. Some people do 2 strands on 36. But I like that, you know, that demarcation in between those. So my last WIP that I've worked on, because there have been a bunch, I feel like I talk really, really fast. I was watching somebody else the other day who said the same thing. I always feel like I'm rushing, and I have no need to rush. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not doing anything after this, but I always feel like I talk really fast. I think it would be fun to do a video with a friend. I'm trying to convince my daughter to come on and do a guest spot with me, because I think the banter is fun between people. But I also don't feel like you rush. You talk more about the project in between. So somebody give me some hints on slowing down. I am not a slow down kind of person. It just never happened. Okay, so last WIP is Farmhouse Christmas. And I pulled a couple of them. That one is number 1. That's the one I'm working on right now. That one is number 5. That's the first one I did. This is from Little House Needleworks. And I'm doing it all as one big piece. And that's where I'm at. I had done that one first. And I want to say there's something missing in here, but I'm not really sure what. It may be completely done. And then I started working on this. I also, this weekend, I actually just did this Friday night and Saturday. I wanted to join Joy and Emma Kay from Carolina Stitchers in doing their building block sal. And that can be any number of interpretations on that, but basically any of the patterns that have multiples that you can build it into like a bigger project, if that makes sense. I don't know that that's really how I want to say it, but that's what's coming to my brain right now. So this one is actually a 9-part series, and this is one of the ones I'm going to do for the building block sal. The Shores at Hawk Run Hollow will also count for that. And I have a couple more I'll talk about in a minute. But anyway, so Friday night and Saturday, I did the rest of the border around here, this one, and then did all of that. So, you know, I'm pretty pleased with myself. It's not a ton, but it's definitely more than I had. I am hoping to get this done by Christmas. I had said that last year. It didn't happen, but maybe with some friends stitching it, I'll get it done. Because I did see somebody else on Instagram today stitching this as well. I think Joy has inspired us all. She's way ahead of me, but I'll have to catch up, girl. Gotta catch up. This one, sorry, is on I believe that's a 28 count. I have no idea what this is or where it came from. No clue, but the color was kind of just what I wanted at the time. So it works. I am using all the called for Classic Colorworks on this. So that is that one. And that is living in a super old project bag, which I am not even going to show. So, that's it for WIPs. For May, my Huffer Pulls were Christmas Mini Men, which I mentioned. And my other one is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. Hang on. So, I haven't worked on this at all in the last couple of months. This is where I had gotten to. And the fabric is great and everything, no problem. It's just very, very neutral. You know, there's going to be a little bit of pop in there, nothing crazy. But I keep coming back to every time I see Sarah Memphis post her progress, and she's got quite a few blocks of this done. She's doing hers on a purple, and I couldn't find the purple that she had, and I've looked and looked and looked for something, I don't know, but purple, because hers just it just calls to me. It is totally my jam. It is all these funky neutral colors on the bright purple. So I did not find a particularly bright purple. That's going to brighten it up though right there. But I did get some wrecked dye, so I'm going to amend that fabric. I'm going to make it a little brighter, and I'm going to restart that over. And I think I'll be happier. I don't want to keep going on something when I'm not that far into it. I'm not even a quarter of a way into that block. But I love her so much that I think that's the magic right there, is I just didn't like my fabric choice. So this was one of my pulls for May, for my Huffer Board. So I think I had said that I wanted to finish that block and start on the next one. Ha ha ha. At this point, I want to finish dyeing my fabric, or not finish, but I want to dye my fabric, get it a little brighter, restart it, and if I can even get a quarter of the way through that first block, I will be tickled to death. So that is one of my plans. I also will be, okay, hang on. I had notes. Can you believe it? I'm going to continue working on some of my stitch alongs. The Botanical Study, I'm hoping to get that one done. That one's pretty close. Spring Folk, I'm not sure that I'll get both of those done, but I'll probably try to work on that some more before spring is completely kaput. My other stitch along, Shores at Hawk Run Hollow, and again, I'm about a third of the way, maybe through my May assignment. The building block sal. So for that one, the Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, Shores at Hawk Run Hollow, Farmhouse Christmas, all of those count. And if I am just really feeling that I need to pull something else out, I've got 2 or 3 others that would, but I think that's going to keep me more than occupied. And then I've got the Deadly Aquarium sal as well. So I never did end up starting the Nicole Spohr, the Scorn You sal. I really wanted to do that, but there's just too much. I can't do it all. I do have all the stuff, so I may, do that later in this month. Towards some of my patriotic stitching. I may save it and do it in July. I don't know, but I love her idea and I loved the pattern, so that's a possibility as well. Other than that, I don't think I have any other new plans. I do want to work, as I said, on a couple of my patriotic pulls, and I haven't pulled those out yet. There may be one more new start. I do have 2 or 3 things there to start. One thing I do want to do though, hang on, is American Welcome. I don't know who else got this in their aftermarket haul. Plum Street Samplers. Absolutely love this. I saw a group on Instagram. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. There's 2 friends that are going to start it, and they're going to start it on June 1st. And their hashtag is going to be, I believe, American Welcome Sal. But I have wanted to start this. Want to know if any of my friends out there want to do a stitch along, because I would love to get together on a Zoom call once in a while and work on stuff. I'm a weekend stitcher mostly. Usually spend time with my husband at night, so I don't think I would be very good about doing a stitch along then, or a Zoom call. But on the weekends, that would be good. So if anybody out there is interested in starting either this, which I want to do, or I also have, I don't know what I did with them, Stars and Stripes. And Stars is also Plum Street. Stripes is, I want to say Shakespeare's Peddler. I can't remember. But I had thought about starting on Memorial Day. If anybody's interested in joining me, hit me up down below. Leave me a comment and let me know. And we could do a Plum Street, or a patriotic Plum Street sal. I think that would be fun. She has lots and lots of other patterns which would fit with that, and I think I've probably got a few more in my stash as well. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know, and we could do a Memorial Day start. If not, then I will probably join in the sal that starts June 1st. But I thought I would ask some of my viewers first if they're interested. So other than that, I think I have no plans. I think that's it. I still have my pile sitting over there that needs to be finished, including my beach piece before I go back. Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm not really good at fully finishing things. There's too many other things calling me that I want to do. I do have bags to share, so I'm going to do a quick break and I'll be back. Okay, sorry, back from the break. This is part 2. So project bags are finally in my Etsy shop. I finally did it. And I am posting a pic and a link on Instagram today. I will also put a link down below to my Etsy shop. And here we go. So I have a few different kinds. We'll start with the ones that I don't have very many of. And that is the patchwork bags. That's the first one. And that is Yuletide, something Yuletide, I don't remember. But patchwork bag with a zigzag stitch, fully lined. I have one of those and can actually make up to 4 more, I believe, by request, if anybody wanted that, if it were to sell out. So that's one. Another patchwork, this is from Harvest Moon from Fig Tree. Inside of, whoops, helps to unzip it, inside of that one. And the back. And I have some more of these that are mostly done. The back is different. It's the yellowish print. On the other ones, I believe, that are in progress, only one of these finished so far, but that one also is done with a zigzag quilting stitch. And I do use foam for all my bags, so it makes them a little stiffer. Those are no-goes. Okay, so then I have some of the, I forget what I call them actually in my Etsy. How sad is that? But it's the portfolio style, and this is the side closure. This is from Tula Pink fabric. And that's the inside. 2 zippered vinyl pockets, and then the pocket in behind. These have a ribbon tie closure on those. There's one with it tied. I have 3 of these available. And one of them actually has an extra little pocket inside. I was trying something, and that's like an extra scissor pocket. I think I had talked about that last video. Sometimes you just don't want your scissors stabbing into whatever else may be in the pocket with it or scratching up your vinyl. I don't have a huge problem with that, but every once in a while I get annoyed with my scissors getting tangled. So I thought I'd try that. I'm not sure or not. So let me know what you think about that idea. But again, there's 3 of these in the Etsy. The next one, also an ocean theme. That's one with the tie done. Let me untie one so you can see the inside. I have 3 of these as well. And this is Free Spirit fabric. And I had made this specifically to go with the Shores at Hawk Run Hollow, because I thought the colors matched pretty darn perfect. Sometimes you will notice that my zippers may differ a little bit. Let's see. That's actually got the same one and the same pockets, and this one has slightly different pockets. So there will be some slight variation on those. So 3 of those, still made with the foam. And then I have 2 of this one. And this is Tulip Tango from Robin Pickens for Moda. I love this one. And the inside of that one. Now there is one small issue with this one. When I was making these and I had done the patchwork, I wasn't really thinking. So it is almost big enough for an 8.5 by 11 pattern, but not quite. So it is going to fit a smaller size pattern just fine in any of these pockets, but the full of the 8.5 by 11 will not slip in there. So that's just sort of my side note. That is also listed on the Etsy. But I love that. If I could get more of those fabric, I would totally do more of those. So that's all those. I also have, now those are the ones that are all actually in the Etsy already. And these I have my pictures of, and I just haven't put them in yet. And this is the top fold portfolio. The little owls, this was, I believe, not candy corn, kitty corn, I believe was the line for this one. And also with the Velcro closure, and I did show this on the last video. They will stand up like an easel. They have a sturdy piece inside. Comes with a little clip so that you can clip your pattern onto your table. And it'll stand up so you can actually, you know, look at your pattern if you don't want a big pattern holder or anything. They also have the double pockets here, and on the other side, double pockets as well. And I do have the little things for your floss ring if you want to keep those handy and not laying around on your table. You know, kind of cool, kind of different. A unique idea. I am still sort of tweaking the sizes so they're all a teeny bit different, honestly. So I have I have 2 of those. I only have 1 of this one. This is also a Robin Pickens. This is Pansy something or another, but from Robin Pickens from Moda. And that's the inside of that one. Also the top fold. I think that turned out really pretty. A lot of people are not purple lovers. I love purple. I don't stitch a lot of purple, A, because I don't have purple in my house, and B, it's hard to find patterns, fabric, anything with purple because so many people apparently really don't like purple, but I do. So there's only 1 of those, but that fabric is still available, so I'd be more than happy to make more of those per request. The next one, these are some of the first ones that I started last year. Right before we moved, and just put it on the back table. So that's the front, the back. I had made this specific to go with Seaside Tiny Town. The colors went perfectly with that. So that's the front and the back. The inside, again, with the top pocket, the double pocket, the top closure and the double pockets. I do have 3 of these. They will differ a little bit. The tops on that differ just a touch, and some of the inside pockets might differ just a little bit as well. So 3 of those. And then last I think the supplies to make 1 more of those as well. And then the last one that I have ready to go, this was Sweetwater fabric, not Blizzard. I don't remember the name of it, but it was from Sweetwater. Also the top closure and the Velcro. And then there's the inside of that one. And I have 2 of those and another one that's ready to go. I just need to add the Velcro. So there will be 3 of those. Okay, so those are going into the Etsy. And I have plans for a few other things. I'm working on some Halloween, and I have some July 4th stuff coming up. And then I have other bits and pieces that I had cut previously but never made into bags. So lots of other fun things in the works. So I had said last week that I would draw 1 name to win any bag that you want. So I put it all into the YouTube random comment generator, and I will put up on the screen right here, and it picked Joni. And when I was looking for you, I happened to notice that you had quite a few hundred subscribers. So I was like, oh, she has a YouTube channel. So, hey, Joni, I'm going to come and check out your channel later. I didn't know you have one. So looking forward to that. But anyway, you are the winner. So you get to pick whichever one you want, and I will ship that off to you. If you will just leave me, actually shoot me an email, and it's thescrappychick@gmail.com. I will also put that down below, and I will get your prize off to you. So while we're at it, I'm going to do one more giveaway. And this is one, it's not perfect. I had made 2 of these, and both of them, I messed up the point on the heart. I can't sell that. There's just no way. It's such a cute little bag though. The one I kept for myself is also messed up. But that one is a side fold with the 2 pockets and the double vinyl, and then the Velcro closure. And again, this is my note. If you want this bag, the bottom point is cut off, so I don't feel like I can sell that. I had used the pattern from Heartfelt from a quilt along, and it looked really great. And then when I cut all the fabric, I didn't realize that I had not left myself enough room, so I just, cut it off. Figured it was fine for me. Finished the other one, not sure what to do with it, so I'm just going to give it away. So if you would like to enter to win this before next week, unless Joni picks it. Now, if Joni picks it, then that person that wins this week can pick whichever else one they want. But anyway, leave me a comment this week and let me know, what do I want to know from you? let me know which quilting, oh my God, which stitching retreats you go to, or you've been to, or you're going to. I have a lot of people that I, follow and chat with on Instagram that are going to StitchCon, and I'm so super jealous. I've never been to a stitch retreat, but I did sign up for the hands-on design class at Barefoot Needle Art. So if anybody out there is also going to be at that, please let me know. I would love to meet some friends in person with the stitching bug that I have. So anyway, you don't have to comment on that. Just leave me any kind of a comment below, and I will put your name in the drawing for the next video that I have, which will be 2, 3, 4 weeks, something like that, because apparently I can't stay on schedule. So I'll be giving that one away the very next time. But what I am curious to know from everybody is, what retreats do you go to? Which ones do you love? Which ones have you gone to that you hate? And it can be a online one as well. I didn't participate that much in Jingle Ball, but I did, I attended, but I didn't go into the chat rooms. We had a lot going on that weekend, so I was unable to actually go in. I just did some shopping and browsing. I did do one of the Annabella's online retreats last year, and that was fun, but I miss going to in-person things. I used to do a lot of that with scrapbooking and stamping, and that was tons of fun. So I would love to go to a cross stitch one. But anyway, so again, Joni, leave me an email with your address so I can get that off to you, honey. And then everybody else, leave a comment which one you would like. Which I can't talk. Which types of retreats you like to go to, or have been to, or what you're looking forward to, and you'll be entered to win the one for this time's giveaway. So with that being said, I believe I am done for the day. I was going to shout out some Flosstubes, but of course I forgot to write anything down. So, there we go. I did watch a couple of new ones, so I will find where I scribbled down in my car at lunch and try and share that next week. So in the meantime, you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. It may be a wonderful week by the time I get this uploaded, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me. Please consider liking, subscribing, and leave me a comment. Thanks so much.